Let's do it.
Peace to you and yours. Know the Ledge TV is back in the building. We are here, Harlem, USA. You know what I'm saying? For this monumental lecture, the brother POLIGHT just came from shooting money balls all over the place once again. Set the tone. You know what I'm saying? The economic policy enforcer, Tim Geithner, watch out. This brother's coming for your job. You see what I'm saying? Larry Summers, get out of here. You know what I mean?
You need to turn the camera around to you, man.
Please, man. Can you, tell us how it feels. Tell us what you have coming up next, because I know you got some monumental things in the work. You know, this is the best finish. This is the best finisher in the game. Finishing up the fiscal year like none other. The young phenom. Please talk to us.
All right, on December 14th, I'll be at Nicholas Brooklyn Bookstore, black-owned business, our sister Monique. Right. December 14th, 560 Fulton Street, Brooklyn, New York. It's also going to be live streamed. People can view it online as well. I'm going to be going over the importance and expedience of UCC 1-308, formerly known or used as 207, and also the expedience and on behalf of the living to use UCC 3-402 in parentheses B. In addition to that, we're going to be also going into the importance of tax code C.3205 in retrospect to real estate investment. So those UCC codes and that tax code would mean the difference for us as a people as far as discharging debt. Debt is overwhelming. You student loans at $100,000, whatever the case is. I'm going to show you how to discharge it. Information free. I mean, you're going to pay at the door, but that's to make sure we can patronize our sister to keep a black business open at the end of the day. But literally, the information is free because anybody else would charge you like 2 stacks for this information. I'm going to be there for as long as the people
My thing is this. You know, I often hear a lot of Moors talking about redeeming the republic or standing on the Constitution and making certain aspects of, law a reality through our demonstrations.
That's right.
Now, I consider what you're doing, the embodiment of that, because you are actually showing how to utilize these particular codes at this particular time to deal with this particular matrix, which would help both situations. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now I'm a dreamer. You feel me? Do you think that it will be possible in the near future once this information catches on to the mainstream? Because I see it going mainstream.
It's definitely going mainstream.
You're talking about something that is pulsating on the nerve of society. You know what I'm saying? Could you see yourself or this information reaching the highest rungs of this political spectrum and landscape?
I see it, and the only reason it hasn't hit the highest rung is because those who do know and know a little bit of it, the greed and the evil of man hinders them from doing what is supposed to be done, which is to share the information if you have it. You dig? What stopped a lot of people is because they either don't know what they're talking about or they know so little bit that they want to harbor the information. But anybody that understands salvation and what that word means and represents to our people will understand that our people can effectively mobilize and move to the next level if we in fact share the wealth of information and literally share the wealth. Meaning, if the ideology becomes, let's make sure everybody is successful, then there's no way you can hold down the black community. But we make sure the leader's successful. When something happens to the leader, the people don't have no knowledge. And then there we are incapacitated by default of the fact we're soaking in our own sorrow and ignorance. So we're living in a day and time, this is going to hit mainstream when someone like myself says like this: I'm going to type up the information, photocopy it, and just give it out. Cats, get my DVDs, bootleg that shit, and give it out. You know, now if you can feed some resources back to the family so we can make sure I can pay for these venues to keep it going, that's the honorable thing to do. But ultimately, this information is not supposed to cost you thousands of dollars. Ultimately, this information is life-saving, okay? And, I mean, it just gives you a better cognition, a higher cognition of what's going on in society. I'm going to be going over this hard body December 18th with Sarah Supansetti, General Sarah Supansetti, also Umar Abdullah Johnson, and then I'm coming in with my thesis, which is going to be on real estate or legal fiction. I'm actually releasing book 54 and book 55 on December 18th. I'm releasing 2 books though. Book 55 is Can You Outthink Your Oppressor? Learning how to play chess off the board.
I'm about to set the board up real quick. Real quick game of chess.
Yes.
Brother Valentine was talking about boxes a minute ago, right? Would you shirk to the label if somebody came across and they said, I think what Brother Polite is doing is very patriotic? How would that make you feel?
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being patriotic. The United States is a corporation.
Right.
If you take the standpoint of an investor,
Right.
still worth investing in it. In certain aspects. The United States doesn't represent one mutual fund.
Right.
It doesn't represent one mutual fund. Find out where it's good to invest and where it's not, you don't invest. So what I'm doing is very patriotic, and this is what we need in our community. You know why? Because you don't want to be an enemy combatant. They eradicated habeas corpus some years ago.
They lined that up last week and showed you what they're going to do to enemy combatants.
We really don't want you legally being kidnapped and done in Vieques or something. We really don't want that. So what better way to help build the infrastructure of failing or prosperous society by way of none other contributing to property taxes, because those property taxes actually are allocated in directions in which affect you mostly.
Right.
So
you're failing schools.
If you keep your light bill, if you still got your children in the public school system, property taxes is important. So if you pay property taxes for a living,
this is your vested interest.
You're doing yourself a solid two different ways. And the person that's delinquent in property taxes, whose house was going to be foreclosed on, you buy them more time when you pay for their delinquent property taxes. So really what you're saying,
so you're helping your children, your community, and ultimately society by contributing and being what has always been termed a true citizen to begin with.
Real talk.
Whether that's in a sovereign setting or a fictional setting, you still participate. So why not play to win?
On us? Now, if you one of them dudes that's like, I ain't paying no taxes, I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that, then son, stay on that side of things, because at some point you have to pay taxes. Taxes is a free will offering for the society in which you live in. Some taxes are not mandatory, and those are the taxes that you need to write off you need to write it off in your taxes as a donation. Because the IRS is one of the biggest voluntary organizations in the world. They have it in their own paperwork when they send it to you. Okay, so if you have paid unnecessary taxes, write it off as a donation to the IRS on behalf of the IRS and call it a day. Call it a private gift and call it a day. And write it off. That's it. None of that fanatical, pro-black, I'm mad about slavery shit, because it's hard. We keep integrating that with business. And a lot of times, the commercial oppression that has taken place is not exclusive to black people. It's taking place on everyone.
Right.
All races have been the subject of this economic oppression. Unfortunately, it feels like it's racism because in its largest capacity, we find ourselves there not because of skin complexion, but because we're in the lower tax bracket. So you find yourself as a lower income community, the lower income community is going to feel it the most.
Right.
Yet it's not necessarily an attack on race. It's an attack on those who have a lower cognition on how to employ the methodology of economics.
Right. Now, do you feel this message will be able to gel with Sarah Sutin-Setty?
Do I feel what?
This particular message and approach to taking an army and enforcing them mentally to become economic soldiers would mesh
with Sarah Sutin-Setty.
I'm
going to make it mesh, because that's what a teacher does. That's what an intelligent mind does. Intelligent mind says, I'm going to agree. Many of us say, let's agree to disagree, but that's going to keep us in argument. There's got to be enough information that all of our leaders that disagree, there got to be enough information where we all agree to agree. You dig what I'm saying? So, like, if you say you for your people, I say I'm for my people. Look, we could agree to agree. We don't have to really deal with the things that we disagree on and then say, let's be friends even though we disagree. Let's agree to disagree. That's an oxymoron. Like, how are we going to agree to disagree? That in itself is a disagreement. So I say, let's agree to agree. So if fam is talking about black people and he want to kill white folks, so don't respect the white man or this, that, and the third, I can walk with him on that because I understand the anxiety and the rage and the turmoil and the ancestry that might be working and living through him. So I understand that. So there's no way I can't. There's no reason why I can't share the same form with a brother who teaches that information. I can humble out to that information and say I identify with that information. I'm just as angry as you. So you know what? We need that fire. We need that sense of resentment. We don't need to be complacent. We do need to be able to look at people and identify them as our former oppressors and even present day oppressors. I can walk with that. But if you limit the information to that and say you don't need what Polite is talking about, that's when I say you nuts. You see what I'm saying? So long as he understands we need the information that I'm coming with, then he's sane. Now, if he thinks it's all engendered around the principle of what he's talking about, and not in addition to what other people have to bring, that's when you say there's a problem here. But he's not crazy. Because if he was, we wouldn't be sharing the forum. See what I'm saying?
I look forward to it. I will be in the building, and I know
December
the
18th,
throngs of the
National Black
people
Theater.
is going to come out as well.
Oh yeah,
in
and it's going to be
attendance.
live streamed.
Absolutely.
You already know.
So, and prior to that,
Go to
we're going to see you
2012
right on Know the
RES.
Ledge Radio. Them guys over there, they got a program coming up next Friday.
Next Friday, we on deck.
All right.
So I'm going to make this run.
Peace.
Appreciate it, guys.